Okay, my name is Mike Franklin, and today we're going to review Historic Waterfront Real Estate.com, and I'm going to review what it is and what it does. Essentially, it's a venue of historic waterfront real estate. Um, Basically, a collection of unique and distinctive historic waterfront properties, and 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 occasionally, if you have something special, we might even add a boat. This is the oldest existing Ellis Island ferry. That is basically a houseboat. It sleeps 22, and it has been used as extremely popular bed and breakfast site, and it's quite commodious. You can have parties for up to 300 people on this boat. But anyway, it is essentially currently located in Staten Island. It has been located at the lower end of Manhattan and in Hoboken, with tremendous views of Midtown Manhattan. So it is essentially a piece of waterfront real estate. It just happens to be mobile. And we'll review some of the properties. Some of these properties are lakefront. They could be oceanfront. They could be riverfront. They could be creekfront. Anything that's historic and has any water affiliated in any way, shape, or form, and historic. So I'll review some of these properties with you. Our marquee property is north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it is a major property, and it has 6.5 miles of waterfront frontage at the confluence of the Allegheny and Clarion rivers. The mansion was first built in 1828, and it has 17 fireplaces. It is a major property, and there are historic barns. There's a total of 26 structures, 12 barns, 6 guest houses, and the primary mansion. And you can get to this property by clicking on from the homepage of Historic Waterfront Real Estate.com. Just click this link. It has a famous architect designed the carriage house, and has a whole complex of buildings and lots of water frontage. We also have a stone mill from the 1830s that's been turned into a luxury home, and it's currently being used as a bed and breakfast. The workmanship on it is fantastic, and the website has 3-dimensional walkthroughs from Matterport, and you can view those. And but also, it's a stone mill, but also it has cascading waterfalls, and it's really spectacular. It's like living in a state park. It's really beautiful. And again, we go back and let's see here. Statements. Here we go. And then here's another property. This one is on Cayuga Lake, Stone Mansion, and it has a it's elevated overlooking Cayuga Lake, and it has a beach house, with some frontage. And this is a Victorian mansion in Skaneateles, it could be a residence, or it can be a bed and breakfast, or both. And it's right by the downtown district of Skaneateles. Beautiful property. What we have here is Whiskey Island, which is in the Thousand Islands. It's a private island, and it is also used as Oh, it does. There's seasonal rentals. Has a big boathouse with an apartment. It has a guest house over here, and then the primary house. In total, it sleeps 22 people. Um, let's take a look at the interior. Fabulous kitchen. It has an outdoor kitchen as well. Very cool. Beautiful sunsets, sunrises. Um, Built in the 1870s. Let me show you the exterior because it's got some great. I love this porch. It's fabulous. Fabulous place to have a big get together. And also what else we have? And the boathouse is fabulous. It's really something. And so and then we're back to this property. And let's go back to let's see. Okay, and then we have we have a Drover's Tavern, which has it's a historic property that has 114 acres, and it has some creek frontage and pond frontage. Um, and Similar to this property, it's another historic farmhouse, but it has creek frontage and a pond. And this is a two series of waterfalls, and it has a 65-foot waterfall and a 52-foot waterfall, and it's just a tremendous property. This was J.P. Morgan's Adirondack Great Camp, Uncas, and it's another major property in the Adirondacks, and it is on a national register. I'm sorry, it's actually a national landmark, so it's governed by the Department of the Interior. That also has a Matterport walkthrough. You can see the whole thing, but you can. It has magnificent fireplaces, built from the stone found on the property. It's surrounded by thousands of acres of state land. And the website has, there's a whole history put together. You can read all about it, about Durant and J.P. Morgan's influence on the property, and we've got a lot of great aerial photos and drone photos, and there's the guest houses that you can check out. The guest houses are very neat. Hawkeye and Chingachgook, characters in The Last of the Mohegans. It's on Mohegan Lake, and it's a beautiful property. Let's see here. Okay, and this property was George Scriba's house. He was partners with Alexander Hamilton when they were co-founders of the Bank of New York. He originally had 500,000 acres. He owned most of Oswego and Oneida counties he built this house in 1894. Some creek frontage, and it's right by Oneida Lake. And so on and so forth. This is the oldest green lighthouse on Lake Ontario. And so again, and here's a historic camp on Long Lake in the Thousand Islands, in the Adirondacks. Historic property up in Alexandria Bay. Another in Alexandria Bay. A Cornell property, one of the first things that Franklin Cornell bought when Ezra Cornell died, 1872. Stayed in the family until it was sold recently, down in Ithaca on Cayuga Lake. The Gilbertsville Manor House, and so on and so forth. So, anyone interested in having a property listed, just call me. There's no cost associated with it. Just needs to meet the criteria to be on the page. You know, it has to be of similar magnitude to what it is that you're seeing here, and we'd be happy to link back to any other presentation work that you have. Again, it's a venue, and it's a national venue right now. Most of the properties are in New York and Pennsylvania. We do have we'll be including some from Florida, but we'll be expanding to other states. We consider it a national, if not international, historic waterfront property venue, and that we will be promoting it as such, and attempting to drive some internet traffic for people who appreciate that kind of thing. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me, Mike Franklin, 315-876-2262. The website is historicwaterfrontrealestate.com, and you can email me at info@historicwaterfrontrealestate.com, and I'd be happy to work with you. Again, historicwaterfrontrealestate.com. Thank you very much.